Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I have another tone tutorial for you using the Fractal FM3, and once again it's going to be a John Mayer inspired type of tone. I feel like this is kind of my niche for my channel. I didn't really know it at the time, a year and a half ago when I started it, but I mean I've always been a big John Mayer fan. I've really nerded out on his playing style and definitely the gear and his tones, so it's kind of what my ear goes to first, so hopefully we'll be doing a lot more of this stuff in the future. But today we're going to try to get a good Mayer clean type of tone, and we're going to use the Continuum era as the inspiration for this, since it is considered to be the holy grail of his guitar tones. Before we get started though, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, don't forget to hit that little bell button to be notified when my videos come up, and also check out the other videos that I have on my channel for different Fractal type of presets. If you're interested in them, definitely hit me up in the comments, or you can email me from the email address in the description box. So let's get started. We're going to just do a quick build, populate the grid, and I'm going to try to describe John's clean sound as I hear it as best as I can, and I think it's definitely evolved over the years, going from Continuum and then now to sob rock. But something that I hear in his earlier stuff, Continuum era, even a little bit of the trio, is there's some compression, but every note is really focused. There's sustain, but there's a little bit of grit to it. It's not crystal clean, and that's one of the biggest misconceptions about John's tone. Take for example Where the Light Is, which is that Continuum era, and you listen to some of the trio stuff where there is a clean guitar sound, but it's not entirely clean. Like, let's see, the Hendrix tune, Wait Till Tomorrow. Like, when he plays the opening riff, it's got a little bit of hair to it. So let's go ahead and start with the amp block. We're going to go with something that's familiar to most John Mayer fans, which is a 2-rock type of amp. So this is the Two Stone J35. And right away, let's go to the cab block and make sure that's populated too. We're going to go to kind of a 2-rock with a 57 in front of it, one of my favorites. Then for the second cab, I'd like to go between two different ones. There's a legacy one that's has some EVs. There's another one that's I think it's Factory 2, number 920. Yeah, I think this is it. But we're gonna try and flip-flop between both of them. Factory 2, and then the legacy, I think it's number 105 or 106. It's the EVs with the 160 in front of it. And then for the reverb, many of you know that I like to use the South Church reverb. It's modeled after a Bricasti type of reverb, a hall reverb that we know John used in the studio. Maybe not at the time of Continuum, but definitely during the Search for Everything tour, he had that on stage. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a listen to this at its stock settings. Alright, it's a little bit muddy. I'd say there's maybe a little bit too much grit to it. I was playing with my fingers here on the 4th position of my Mike Lowell SX Custom. These are Lawler Blonde pickups, so kind of a low output single coil. So there needs to be a little bit of high-end presence in here. So I'm just going to start with some of these tweaks here. So we're going to bring back the drive, and the overdrive we're going to bring down quite a bit to right about here. Can go ahead and bring the bass up just a tiny bit. Mids, we're going to push them. That's another misconception about John's tone, is scoop the mids, but that was like back in the day, like Room for Squares era, and what we know about it is he liked to have those mids scooped, but then he liked to push the volume of his amp quite a bit. But these days you'll see that the mids are a little bit more pushed than they used to be. Actually, let's go to the Ideal tab here, bring the treble up, bring the presence up to maybe 3-ish, depth to 1 or so, and let's bring the master to around 7. Now this is kind of where you bring it to taste, the level, and it all depends on your signal chain and how it's going into your DAW, but I'm going to bring it to right about here. We're just going to start there. And I'm going to go ahead and engage the bright switch. All right, now let's go ahead and listen. Everything's wide open on my guitar. Alright, so it's getting there. I think where I'm going to make a change is the cab section. So I'm going to go to the legacy. Let's go 105. Nope, that one wasn't it. I think it's 106. Okay, so this one's going to have a little bit more bottom end, and definitely it's going to be a little bit warmer. And I forgot something I like to add is a little bit of room ambience. So let's bring it up to, let's start right there. I think we might be there, so let's take a listen. Alright, so I like it. I like that that rumble cab that we added here. Something that we know that John likes about his Axe FX3, and he went on record to say this, the gain enhancer is something that he really likes. The gain enhancer, it's in the dynamics tab in the amp block section. It's meant to make your sound bigger. And yes, it does add a little bit of gain, but it's kind of simulating your speakers just sounding huge. So a little bit goes a long way. Let's just hear how this sounds at a little bit around 0.5. Alright, pretty happy with this. I think where there's some room for tweaking on your end if you choose to kind of go through this video and add some of your own settings. Definitely this level right here, everyone has different ear, different equipment, different guitars, and different tone tastes in general, so tweak to your liking there. And something that Fractal users should know is that it's okay to tickle the red, and what I mean by that is if you kind of look at the meters here, and you can also do this in I believe it's tools and go into preset leveling, but you can see if when you hit your strings the hardest, if it gets into the red just a little bit, that's okay. Let's see where it's at. So you saw that it was just barely getting into the red. I would say it was maybe around maybe 2 dB. Let's see it again. Let's switch pickups. Yeah, so it was just like barely getting in there. But on a clean sound, you might want to back it off a little bit, and then if you choose to create your own preset with drives and everything, you're going to want a little bit of headroom so it doesn't get too squashy. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely check out my other videos with the Fractal, and there's a bunch of John Mayer inspired presets, song-specific ones, but this is the clean scene from my John Mayer preset that is on my channel. I'll make sure to put a description at the description box with all the information for it, and we'll try to add a little card at the top of your screen so you can click on it. If you're interested in any of those presets, email me, let me know. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.